we open up with this really heartwarming moment between Luke and Stassi, and I'm really liking their coupling. I really like the fact that they're bonding over something very important. Like, Luke was very emotional. He started to like tear up and cry when he was talking about his open heart surgery, and then him and Stassi were sharing, and they shared a very sweet moment. Although I like that they're having this moment, I'm kind of here for the coupling. I still want to see where Luke and Rebecca can go, because I did enjoy their date. I think last episode when they went out on a date, I enjoyed it. I thought that it was really sweet and intimate, and I like seeing him with her, but I also like seeing him with Stassi, so I'm not quite sure where we're going to go here, but I want to see how it develops. Okay, so y'all know how I feel about Yuki. I talked about it in my last review, but this is what I want to say about Yuki in this episode, because I feel like she's scamming, and I hope she is, because she has this scene with Chris Harrison where they're about to talk about where they're about to like do some skating challenge or whatever, and like Chris Harrison says to Yuki, like, do you want to win? And she says, yes, I want to win so I can get the first date rose. And Chris Harrison is just like, oh, who would you give the first date rose to? Would you give it to Dean? And she's like, oh, no, Dean has a lot of girls. Let me tell you something, Yuki can't speak English, but she know that Dean's a hoe. Leslie was pissed. She was really pissed about it, and I was just like, girl, the writing's on the wall, honey. Dean is who he is. You better get woke. Girl Claire is living her best life right now. It's a shame that it's all going to fall apart in a few hours. Who the hell is Tiffany? There are too many people on this damn show. Tiffany popped up on my screen and I'm like, who are you, ma'am? Are you with production? There's a little shrinkage down under. That was not Australian. I'm sorry. And who the hell is Michael? I saw him last week. I thought he was a cameraman. He's on this show? Too many damn people. So for this week's competition, it was like a skating challenge, and those who were the worst actually were the ones who would win a date card or whatever to take out whoever they want. And a lot of people were upset about that. I, for one, think it's fair, because not everybody in the Bachelor Nation is like athletic, you know what I mean? And especially with the casting, because they couldn't get a lot of the people that they wanted. They just got whoever was available at that time and whoever could get into the country, right? That doesn't mean that they got the best athletes. I think making the worst the winners makes it fair. And I hope they keep this up throughout the season, because not everybody is, you know, a good athlete. Canadians are going to and have been killing the competition so far, because they live in like an area where like ice skating is huge, and a lot of hockey and all of these like winter sports are huge. Somebody from Miami like Bibiana is going to struggle. So I think this makes it even, and I'm glad that the losers are actually the winners this time around. So now everybody can get a fair shot at love. So after the competition, everybody gets back to the house, and Jordan, the bachelor from New Zealand, is there, and a lot of people aren't happy to see him. And I'm like, if you weren't on his season, then I don't know why you're upset. Like, everybody was being very shady towards him. Like, the men were being nasty and the women were standoffish because the guys didn't like him. And I'm like, y'all don't like him because of a coin toss rumor? Like, I don't know if it's true, but still, you guys don't know Jordan. You haven't met him. Let's be honest, a lot of you didn't even watch his damn season, so I didn't understand people being very negative towards him, and Jordan handled it very well, in my opinion. Maybe he's a skis bucket. I don't know. This is my first time meeting him, and I don't see anything wrong with him. Like, Kevin was mad at him that he was standing there while everybody was introducing himself to them. What was he supposed to do? He's essentially at this point a stranger in your home, so it is up to you to greet him. So I just didn't get it. I did not get why everybody was upset with him and, like, you know, being really nasty because of some coin toss rumor. Like, get out of here with that. He's also kind of hot in like a weird zaddy kind of way. You know what I mean? Like, he's hot like a middle-aged father of 3 who occasionally pays your rent and car note. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, not me. I've never done anything like that before, but I'm just saying, you know, some of y'all have dated a middle-aged daddy before. It's okay. We grown. Divorced daddy. I ain't no hoe, and I ain't no homewrecker. Since Jordan was giving me that zaddy vibe, I looked at his haircut. What the hell is going on? It's like he has like a balding bowl cut. It's weird. He has like a fade that stops hair and then like this sharp line around. I don't know who his barber is, but whoever is your barber in New Zealand, daddy, stop going, because they jacked your hairline up. Okay, let's talk about Bibiana, Kevin, and Ashley. First of all, I like Ashley. I really, really do. I think she's an interesting character. I do feel that she is very obsessive. Like, she is very into Kevin. She does not know him, but I think that she is somebody who is a girlfriend or a relationship type person. I don't think she dates. I think when she likes somebody, she immediately gets into a relationship with them and doesn't really allow herself to get to know the person or grow. And then when it falls apart, she gets in her mind that she's not good enough and she's always friend zoned, when it's really, you don't know this person and you're investing so much. She has invested so much in Kevin that there are so many other men. To be honest with you, Ashley puts herself in a friend zone. Friend zoned herself to every man in that house except for Kevin. And I'm just like, honey, you're putting all your eggs in one basket with Kevin, who was just in love with Bibiana a few days ago. Now they've closed the chapter. Now he wants to go through this journey with you. However, there's always a twist on this show. So if it's anything like Paradise, more people are coming. So let's hope that he don't close the chapter with your crazy behind and want to start it with somebody else, because you don't seem like you the type to move on. You can't help the way I am. Are you strong enough to be my man? Let's talk about Leslie and Dean, because they had this whole scene where she was really giving me Sheryl Crow, strong enough to be my man. It was this whole scene where I'm like, girl, you just met this dude like 2 days ago. She's having this whole conversation. She's booed up with him. I want you to want me. I'm your woman and all of this stuff. And I'm like, Leslie, y'all just met. You know what I mean? And let's be real. Like, she's not that much older than Dean, but she's at a different point in her life. Like, Leslie went through something really tragic that a lot of people don't survive. You know what I mean? She had a huge cancer scare. She's in her 30s at this point, or she just turned 30, but she just wants different things. Dean is a hoe. He wants to have fun right now. And she's having this conversation with him. And I'm telling you, I get Dean from Bachelor in Paradise. He's telling her whatever she wants to hear so he can continue to like fondle her and have his fun until somebody that he really wants comes. And then he like will shut everything down and pursue it with the other woman if that happens. But I'm just like, Leslie, you are way too invested in Dean at this point. And it's only been at this point like a couple hours or maybe a few days. Like, why are you trying to get a boyfriend and it's only been a day? Chill, ma. So Claire has now started this like kind of flirtatious thing with Christian, right? However, Christian to me is the kind of guy that you can't like break up with. You know what I mean? I feel like him and Ashley will be a great couple, but also a very dangerous couple. The both of them are very obsessive because he's just like, okay, I found somebody, you were it. And Claire, I think, is just feeling herself, guys. I really have to be honest. I don't think she has ever had this kind of attention from two hot, you know, eligible, younger men who it seems like could have anybody else, but they want her. I really feel like she's feeling herself, especially on this show. Maybe in the real world it's a whole different ball game, but on this show it seems like she's been put through the ringer and hasn't really been that girl that everybody wants. But now she's this girl that these younger hot guys want to be with, and I think she's just reveling in that and not really dealing with the situation that she's playing with people's emotions. I think she's just enjoying the attention and not really dealing with the fact that these guys are really interested in her. And I hope that she comes to her senses and figures it out very quickly, because Christian is scary and sweet at the same damn time. He gives me ID channel. Also, it seems like our girl Bibi is now on Zaddy from New Zealand. Okay, I like them together. I think that there's something very similar about them. I don't quite know what it is. I think it's like a ruggedness. You know what I mean? I think that they are two people who are very blunt and honest and have been through a lot of similar situations. I like them together. I don't know Jordan from his season. I hope he's not a player, and I hope that he will be true and honest with Viviana, because I want her to find something true and real, because I do feel like, unlike a lot of people that come on this show, that she is really here to find love. Luke and Stassi, I feel like something is happening with them, right? But I feel like Stassi was feeling Jordan, but because Luke is so invested in her, I think she kind of abandoned that to appease Luke. And I don't think that ever really works, because when Jordan came in, I'm telling you, Stassi was all about him. And I feel like because Luke is such a sweet guy, and because her and Luke shared something very personal about their heart conditions, I feel like she feels like she has to kind of make something work with him, and she's being nice. And I do think that there's something there, but I also think that she's very curious about Jordan. And I think what's happening with Stassi is that Her mind and her heart are saying Luke is a good guy, but her reproductive system is saying, girl, you need to go for Jordan. We've all been there. I understand, girl. It's not easy. Now we get to the part where I bawled like a freaking baby. Clare doesn't deserve Benoit. She doesn't. She does not. I get it, honey. You are feeling yourself. Maybe you felt like the ugly duckling on all the other Bachelor shows. Maybe you are just getting caught up in the rapture of love and attention from these gentlemen. I get it. I get that been like the same thing that's happening with Stassi. I feel like for Clare, her heart and her mind are saying Benoit is a good guy, but her reproductive system is saying Christian is that dude. I feel like she's listening to her coochie when she needs to be listening to her heart and her mind, because Christian is not the guy for her. Although he's interested, I don't think he's the guy for her. Benoit is into her. And I'm not saying that she should just be with somebody just because they're nice, right? But I think what Clare is looking for is Benoit. And I think this is her problem in life with picking men. She always picks a dude that is unavailable. She always picks a dude that she has to chase. And when there is a guy who is there for her, who wants to be with her, she can't see it because she's used to picking trash men. No shade to Christian, but he is not good for Clare, because Benoit was just like, I would have never kissed you if I wasn't serious about you, if I did not want to do something with you further outside of this show and really pursue something. And Clare is just like, well, it was like a friendly kiss, and I think she's downplaying everything because Clare was into Benoit. But then when she started to get attention from Christian, her attention span, all of a sudden changed, or her attention all of a sudden changed and focused on Christian because she's more sexually attracted or physically attracted to Christian than she is to Benoit. And it's really unfortunate because Benoit is such a good guy, and I really wish she would not have gotten involved with him, because Benoit is such a good guy that another woman in that house deserves a man like that. Clare doesn't. And it's not saying that she's a bad person. She's just not where she needs to be with somebody like Benoit. I have to say this because after Benoit broke down and started crying over Clare, and then he decided to leave because he was just like, listen, I was here for you. I was here to find love, and I thought I was finding and building something with you. Now that you're not into me, I can't stay here because I haven't found it with anybody else. I respect him for that, right? But I also wish she would have stayed, because I feel like more people are coming, and I really would have wanted to see a woman who deserves Benoit be in, love, and I really just wanted to see his journey because he's such a good guy. And I have to say this, I know he's from Canada. I don't know if they can do a crossover, but I feel like, and I really need this, I want Benoit to be the next Bachelor in America. Sorry, Canada. He touched our hearts over here in the States, and I feel like we need to have him as our next Bachelor. I mean, y'all gave us Juan Pablo. Y'all can give us Benoit. I feel like we need him. I feel like the Bachelor Nation, the women of Bachelor Nation deserve Benoit. We have fallen in love with him on this show, and now he needs his own Bachelor America. We can air it in Canada, but I want him over here because I feel like an American girl needs to get some loving like that from Benoit. He is a good guy, and I think we deserve him. We have been through enough with this boring behind Bachelor that y'all have given us over here in the States. We deserve Benoit. We demand Benoit, and y'all better give us Benoit. Like, I get it. I totally understand him, why he left. He's such a good guy. But I wish he kind of would have stayed, because I would have liked to have seen him with Yuki and see if something could have come out of that, And I would love to have seen a love story blossom between those two sweet souls. They're such sweet and adorable people. I would have loved to have seen something blossom between the two of them. So it's unfortunate. It really, really is unfortunate. And Clare, honey, we need to talk. Let's be real, sis. You are 36, okay? You are 36 years old. No tea, no shade. In America, we throw women away as soon as they start their period. Honey, time is not on your side in this society. So you need to fix it. You need to get your mind together so that you can get a good man, so you can have the life that you desire and cry about wanting and needing. You got to fix your brain. You got to fix how you pick, because no tea, no shade, and I don't mean to be vulgar here. You pick like a dude. Like if Clare had a dick, that's what she would be picking with. So she has to get her mind together. Like, she allows her reproductive system to lead out all the time. And listen, woman to woman, I have been there. I have been in ovulation relationships. If you don't know what an ovulation relationship is when a woman, when it is that time of the month, every 7 days in a month or even before, something takes over our bodies, right? We want to breed. So any dude could get it at that point. All you got to do is just be tall and have a beard, and we are all about it, okay? So a lot of times women end up in relationships or end up in sexationships. That's not a word, but I'm trying to do something here. Follow me. End up in these kind of situations with men because our body at the time was like, you have to breed. So we're leading out with our bodies and we're not leading out with our mind. For those 7 days, we are essentially dudes, okay? And I think this is what's happening with Clare. I'm not saying that she's on her cycle during the show, but I feel like she's leading a lot with, you know, her genitalia, and she's not allowing her mind to really set forth a bright path for her, because in her confessional she's saying one thing, and then she sees Christian and she gets weak in the knees, and then Christian treats her like crap or not like how she wants to be treated, and she falls apart. But then next thing you know, she's considering him all over again. Like, her mind is all over the place, and I haven't seen her season, but I feel like this is who Clare is. She's all over the place. She's very wishy-washy, and she picks the wrong men consistently. She, like a lot of these contestants on this show, needs therapy, not the Bachelor. Now Clare gets into a full-on argument with Christian, who is giving me Gordon Ramsay. Can you see it? Because I totally see Gordon Ramsay when I'm looking at Christian. Like a slightly hotter version, because Gordon Ramsay is hot to me, but Christian gives me like younger and hotter, less wrinkles. Anyway, they have this disagreement, and I also feel like the language barrier is playing into that, because Claire is getting very emotional and Christian is just being very direct with her, because what Christian does not want to do is be played. He told Claire that I am going to pursue you, and he's basically putting his heart out on the line, and he's hoping and expecting that she's doing the same. And I have to be honest with you, Claire wasn't telling him anything different. Basically, Claire was playing Benoit and she was playing Christian, and it all blew up in her face because she does not know what she's doing. So she gets mad, you know, so now she's crying or whatever because Benoit left. Then she runs into the arms of Christian, and Christian is just like, I don't like you playing me. You said one thing and you did another. And then now she's falling apart, like she sent home a very great man. And I'm just like, now you realize that you sent home a great man? Claire just wants attention at this point. That's what it is. I don't think Claire wants a man. Claire wants attention. She wants to be the center of attention. She wants to be loved on, because she creates these dramatic situations that are unnecessary and doesn't help her in any way, but it does make her the center of attention or the focus. I feel like Claire is somebody who craves attention, whether it's good or bad. She likes to be in the center of it because she likes to have all eyes on her. I don't even think that it's about a man at this point. I think it's just about being the star of whatever chaos she creates. Although Christian gives me the ID channel, I'm on his side. I felt like Claire was playing him. She was playing Benoit, and what she didn't do was right. Saying that she can't do it because she's a woman, right? I don't like it when men on the show do it either, especially, hello, I talked about Dean. So I'm just pointing out the fact that she played with two people and it did not work out for her. So I was here for her in the beginning. I'm not here for her anymore. I kind of want her to leave because I just don't feel like she's really here for the right reasons. And before we get into this rose ceremony, we have a scene with Luke and Stassi kissing. I rebuke it. I rebuke it. That was a terrifying kiss that we did not need to see. Was Stassi sucking his chin at one point? Oh. See, when you don't have big lips naturally, you don't know how to use them. So now we're at this rose ceremony, and this time the men have the power because there's too many women. So now Miss Clare is shaking in her boots because she sent home Benoit, and now she got Christian, who doesn't really know what he's going to do with her. Clare is sitting in her confessionals acting like she's the best thing since sliced bread, and saying, even if Christian offers me a rose, I'm not taking it because I deserve a man who wants to treat me right. You don't deserve nobody at this point, honey. You played yourself. You sent home a really great guy. Now you're trying to play another guy who you don't think knows your game. I think Christian is playing her now, and I'm interested to see that twist, and I hope he is, because he has every right to. She played him, and now I hope he twists it around. I hope some heifer that he's really interested in comes in his show and makes Claire shake in a boot. So then some random chick who I don't ever remember meeting or seeing a confessional or interview with is starting to cry because she's into Kevin, and Kevin is now with Ashley. And I'm like, first of all, heifer, who are you? Have we been in introduced to you? Anyway, the unknown heifer gets a rose and she's able to stay in the show. She gets a rose from some guy who I thought was a cameraman. I have no idea who these people are, but they end up staying. Claire, Miss I'm not going to accept Christian's rose, ends up accepting his rose over her. Anyway, that's where it ends. Next week, we're going to get JoJo and Rachel, and I'm interested to see JoJo and how she interacts with everybody, because I don't remember her season, but she seemed to be really, really popular. And also, we get a breakdown from Ben. I don't know why, but I'm interested to see what's going on there. If you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you for the following episode of Bachelor in Paradise. Bachelor When It Games. Lord, it's too many damn bachelors. It's too many. Too much ABC. Give me a break. See you then. Bye, guys.